very nice to have you here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
I know you, of course, from Chelsea lately, and you have a new book out, My Inappropriate Life. It's very funny. I've been reading it.
Thank you for knowing how to read. I really appreciate that. I love it when people say they've actually read it. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, there's nothing worse when you're doing TV shows and if you've written a book and then you realize over the course of being interviewed that the person has not read the book, does not know anything about you at all.
I know. That's a little embarrassing.
It's a little depressing.
You have to, tell you.
I actually have a friend who wrote a book and was being interviewed like in all these local news stations, and he'd never really been through this process before, and he realized the interviewer had not read the book and was just asking ridiculous questions. And he said, you know what, I spent a lot of time writing my book, and I'm just not interested in talking to someone who hasn't read it. And he got up and he left.
Good for him.
Which I thought was kind of cool, yeah.
I would not do that.
Well, I was going to say.
be like, he hasn't read the book, but please, somebody, please buy it. I need to pay for private school. My kids go to Catholic school. It doesn't pay for themselves.
Right.
You know,
I was going to say, my friend did not sell any copies of his book, but he had the moral high ground. Yeah. We got a great show today. We're going undercover to expose real estate secrets that some agents don't want you to know about. Shark Tank star and real estate guru Barbara Corcoran is here to help, and she's got some really interesting top 3 questions that you have to ask before buying or renting your next home. It's amazing what people do not ask. And you actually used to do real estate.
I got my license at 20 years old. I worked with my parents in residential real estate. They were like the couple on the bus benches, and then there was 3 of us on the bus benches. And so during
this is the actual flyer.
Yes, that's my flyer, the McDonald Connection, and we're a little trio of
White House properties. Was this affiliated by the White House or approved by the White House?
No, it was in the Valley in LA.
Okay.
But what was great is when I was, acting and doing stand-up, instead of being a waitress or bartender, that's what I did. I sold houses. And on occasion, I'd be showing a house, and something like I'd done an episode of Frasier, and I'm showing this house, and this guy's like, weren't you on Frasier last night? I'm like, yes, aren't you lucky? I'm really, really successful. I got 1 guest spot in 2 years. That's why I need to sell this house.
And you also sold one of
Kourtney Kardashian.
Her an apartment.
Her condo before she was with Scott and with children. She, we hadn't been on television, either one of us, with our shows. And so we met, and I sold her a condo.
That's so funny.
And she was a very easy client. Very
there
nice.
you go. That's nice to hear.
Yes, an all clean deal.
And also Al Roker is going to be joining us. He's got a new book out. He's always a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody saw this. There was the most ridiculous thing. Occasionally in zoos, animals will get loose. And a lot of times it's, a very serious thing. It's like a gorilla or a tiger or something. And, you don't want to. Anyway, so a zoo in Tokyo did a test to kind of train people on what to do when an animal gets loose. And they decided to decide that a zebra would get loose. So they had a zookeeper, dress up as a zebra, so they could train on, and so they had like 60 employees chasing this poor guy dressed as a zebra with these nets, and this was their training.
Well, first of all, isn't that like a weird fetish that people have?
Yes, the plushie thing.
No, it's called
furries. Or plushies.
Furries.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Furries.
I mean, it doesn't even look like a zebra. It's like not even a good costume. And what if that's your job? Then he had to really get lasered and stuff. It's awful.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, I'd be more scared of the ape escaping and throwing the poo at you as he's running away from you.
Yeah, there's not a big problem with zebras escaping. They're not. I don't think they're going to be hostile. I think
I
they'll be all right.
think that's what you have to worry about when there's the 10.0 earthquake hits in Japan.
I also saw this video of a guy who, I guess for some reason, his cat hangs out. It's kind of gross. His cat hangs out in his boxer shorts when he's sitting in the bathroom. And I guess his wife decided to videotape this. Take a look.
Sylvester, what are you doing in Daddy's boxers? You want to come out? No?
As soon as I flush the toilet, he'll get out.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why videotape
it's that? I'm surprised Peter might come in and try to save this cat, because I'm sure those shorts are not that fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gross. I hope this was just they were simulating it. I hope this was not an actual instance of him going to the bathroom. I think he was hopefully just sitting there. I saw one of the things that's really funny in your book is you have a photo of an inappropriate pregnancy picture.
Yes.
I didn't realize that people were now taking pregnancy pictures.
Well, most people take pregnancy pictures that look beautiful with like gauze. My sister had like a quirky photographer neighbor next door.
No, was this a joke?
No, I mean, he talked me into it with this weird fur and awful, and full nipples were showing. And then I looked at it, and my friend goes, "That's so funny, you should put it in your book." And I go, "Okay." So I put it in my book, and before the hard copy comes out, you get what they call a galley. I mean, there's like still a couple of mistakes in it. And in that one, you could see my nipples, and my 6-year-old son is a bit of a perv. He's the pervert in the family. He was like, "Oh my God, this is so great." You know, I'm like, "No, no." And then we get the
He said, "This is so great?"
Yes, this is so great. And I go, so then I get my copy, and they've clearly fuzzed him out. And so my older kids were like, "Oh, thank God, you know, no one's going to be able to see it." My little one was like, "I wanted everybody at the library to see Mommy's nipples. Now nobody's going to see it." And I'm like, how many other mothers have had this conversation with their son? I'm like,
I hear you sort of torment your kids or tease them or play tricks with them.
well, I have a big issue when my kids are not grateful, you know? So, like, I really feel like the kids today are not grateful enough. So when my kids start to complain, I say, well, you know what? You could probably do better than me. Let's go online. Let's find another mother that's looking for 10 and 7-year-old boys who wrestle all the time and don't know where their shoes are. And I think they could do better. You could probably find a more fun mom. Maybe there's one in India, and I can get her son, and that son can enjoy your Xbox, and you can go over there and work full time and, you know, and play with some rocks and stones, and I'll have Rashid for a summer. Right? Listen, they watch Amazing Race. Amazing Race will make your kids grateful to be American.
Is that right?
That's what we do. We
That's right.
watch it, and they're like, "Oh my God, why is that cow in the street?" I'm like, "That's what it's like, okay? You want to go, you know, be grateful."
But no, I also heard you tell one of your sons something about the other.
Well, my one son wanted to get rid of the other one.
Right, well, yes.
The older one.
Right.
And so then I went to the older one, and I said, "I hate to tell you this, but Brandon is kind of done. And so he wants me to get rid of you." And so, that, you know, he's a little bit older, so now he's starting to get the gist. But then the next morning I woke up and they made up. Because with brothers, with boys, if they start to fight, I go, "You got to hug each other. You got to say I'm best friends forever." You know, and then they start to laugh, and it's over with.
Right. Have you seen? There's this new. Just saw this online. Something called an arousal dress, and it's apparently a garment that becomes sheer or see-through when the woman is aroused. It's made of feather ribbons and something opaque e-foils, whatever that is, that apparently can detect a heartbeat and become clear or not. Which seems ridiculous to me, because what happens if, like, you're just running up the stairs and your heart starts beating faster, and then all of a sudden you become opaque?
Or like, I really love to eat, and like I could get so excited about like a chocolate souffle that like my heart starts to beat. Like, have you ever had some chocolate that's so good that you're like, this is what it must feel like when the heroin goes into your veins? Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, then I'd be afraid, you know, my boobs would be showing, and my nipples are only for my 6-year-old to see. So, yeah. But I feel bad for people that have to date now.
Really?
I've been married for 12 and a half years.
Why do you feel bad?
Because, oh my God, there's no blind dates anymore, for one. I met my husband on a blind date. But
Did
if
you?
I had known his entire life history, his FICO score, who he dated, everything that you can find out nowadays, you would just be like, "No, not him, not him." And now, if you finally do go on a date, now you're supposed to wear this dress that now reveals if you're hot for them or not. How are you supposed to be like, hard to get when they're like, I can see everything. You're see-through. Obviously, we're gonna have sex tonight. Like, you can't play the rules.
That's
you know?
very true. That is true. We got to take a quick break. We'll have more of the first 15 when we come back. Hey, welcome back with my co-host Heather McDonald today. Heather has a new book, My Inappropriate Life. It's very funny. I understand you do some celebrity impressions.
I do.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite is Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Okay.
Because she's always so positive. So she's always like, "Oh my God, Anderson, thank you so much for having me here. And I can't believe I'm entering motherhood. And it's so surreal. It's such an amazing blessing to be part of this universe."
That's very funny.
She's very, very positive.
Who else do you do?
I do Jen Aniston, which a lot of people don't do.
How do you do Jennifer Aniston?
Well, she's just like, "Oh, I am great. I am good. I am great. You know, I don't care that Angelina and Brad are getting married. It's water under the bridge, smart water under the bridge. You know, I kid. No, I am good. I am great. I've got my dog and my yoga. I'm good. Ross!
I also heard we had Lisa Vanderpump on.
I love Lisa.
You actually do a Lisa Vanderpump impression?
Lisa Vanderpump is, well, you know, life isn't always diamonds and rosé, but it should be. even Jiggy didn't care much for the cocktail party. Honestly, it was a bloody 3-ring circus. Where is that? Jiggy is my favorite housewife, though.
Jiggy is incredible.
Jiggy's looks really just say it all. And they just pan down to the dog, and the dog's just like,
Right.
I love it. I love it.
We love kind of bizarre products and new products and sort of, you know, gadgets that they're described as seen on TV.
Yes.
You're obsessed with something called the belly burner.
Well, I saw the belly burner,
Right.
you know, on commercials and in ads, but then when I saw it at Target, I feel like if it's at Target, it's got to work, right? I mean, that's like pretty major. And so you're just supposed to wear it, and everyone says it just works out your abs, which sounds good.
This is the commercial for it. Take a look.
It's no secret that most of us would like firmer, tighter, sexier abs. Heat Vision Photography shows how the belly burner increases your thermal core temperature, supercharging the calorie burning process and accelerating the fat burning energy needed to trim down those love handles and belly fat. Virtually any physical activity you do is benefited.
Okay, put it on.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I mean, this can't do anything.
Well,
this is basically a large piece of like rubber that you just.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought there was a thing that
No,
did
there's nothing.
something
No,
with it.
all there is you just wrap it around you, and then that's it.
I think I'm doing mine wrong.
And you
That's
just-
it?
Yeah, and
well,
it just.
now I'm not as
I mean,
excited. This is just like a sweaty, like you'll just
it's
sweat
just
in
gross.
it.
Yeah, it's just like some sweaty thing.
Oh,
I don't think
thanks
it
for
can work at
exposing
all.
it. I'm pretty disappointed. I thought there was a machine
No, there's
that
nothing.
worked
There's nothing
it.
like no electrodes or anything. It's just
Oh,
a
well,
big piece of plastic.
I think
My
if
mom,
you just ran around in your Spanx, this would do the job.
I know, it basically is like Spanx.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's also this other viral video that we recently saw. A guy was looking for a roommate.
Yes.
And so he decided to advertise online, and he's been writing a song every day for how long have you been doing this?
4 years.
4 years. He's here today.
Oh.
His name is Jonathan Mann. For 4 years, he's been writing a song every single day, putting it online. So he's searching for a roommate, and he made a song about it. Let's take a look.
Here is the room, it's 11 by 9. It's got this closet, it's bigger than mine. The 2 bedrooms are at opposite ends. Maximum privacy for alone time with friends. Come live with me, I need a roommate. Come live with me, this place is awesome. Come live with me, let's see if we get along. Come live with me, I'll probably write a song.
I love it.
Jonathan joins us now. So how is the search going?
It's going pretty well. I've gotten like maybe a dozen or so responses. It wasn't like a huge avalanche or anything, but
That's it?
yeah. Well,
That place is beautiful.
A dozen or so like actual response. A lot of people just being like, I don't live anywhere near you, but can I live with you anyway?
See, I'm not sure that I'm not sure I would want a roommate who was writing a song
know.
every single day. It
That's
just seems
fair.
like a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
and that you might end up writing songs about them. Because how much material can you have?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the past, I've had lots of roommates, you know, and I don't generally write songs about them, but they always end up, you know, showing up in the videos,
The video.
background, and
Sure.
I make them dance sometimes, and you know, things like that.
Again, another reason I could not be
You
a
would not
roommate.
wanna
This
be-
would,
yeah,
this would be
right.
painful to me.
Right.
You actually you broke up from a girlfriend and you wrote a song about it, and she was in the video.
Yeah. Well, we wrote the song together and we made the video together.
Did you
yeah.
break up first and then write the song together about the breakup, or did you write the song together about a potential breakup and then break up?
The first one.
The
we
first
we
one.
broke up and then wrote the song
That's kind
together.
of awesome, though. I mean, you made a positive out of a negative, and you got to become friends.
How long were you
and stay
together with her
friends.
for?
We were together for 5 years.
Wow.
Well, now that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
So let's take. Let's, nice.
Now I'm kind of
Nice.
sad.
This is the breakup song. Take a look.
And so we gotta break up, it's the only way. 'Cause I would resent you, and that's not fair. We still love each other, but this train has stopped. We just needed you to know
one besides, like sending out a card.
Right.
Or, like,
By the way, everybody on my staff has been walking around today just singing the breakup song.
it's very catchy.
It's
very
very
good,
catchy.
Yeah.
Okay, will you write a song about the show and maybe play it later on?
I've got some ideas.
Okay.
Oh, good,
All right, cool.
good.
So we're gonna have Jonathan write a little song about the show. We'll play it at the end of the program. Will you take us to break maybe as Drew Barrymore?
Oh, sure. Okay, up next, real estate secrets exposed. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.